Old peonies. Peonies occur in the wild in Asia, South Europe and Northwest America. Most species are perennial and herbaceous plants, half to 1.5 meters tall, but some species are woody shrubs growing 2 to 3 meters high. The flowers are large and fragrant. Color range from white to red. Yellow varieties are hybrids, except for the Huangying Lin variety of Chinese peonies. It's best propagated by root divisions, but also possible by seeds. On this map you can see the geographical distribution of wild species of peonies. So you find them quite a lot in China and in areas of Russia, Turkey, and in mountainous areas, then in the Mediterranean area, and then in the northwestern parts of United States. Peonies are ancient medical and aromatic plants. They take their name from the Greek methodology of physician pion. Biological activities include antioxidant, anti-tumor, antipathogenic, immune system modulation activities, cardiovascular system protective activities, and central nervous system activities. Roots are used in traditional medicine in Korea, China, and Japan. Peonies have also been used for dyeing paper and fabrics. Since 1900, over 2,200 new horticultural peonies cultivars have been created by the discovery and breeding of wild species. In this presentation, we are only going to look at a few and those which are also wild growing in Europe. First of all, we have the common peony, Peonia officinalis, which name is mountain peony, if you translate it from Finnish language. Then there is Peonia peregrina, and that one is named Romanian peony in Romania and in Kosovo, Kosovan peonies in Serbia and Kosovo, and Turkish peony in Finnish language. So mainly then connected or named after the places where it grows wild. Then we have Peonia tenuifolia, which in English is named either steppe peony or fernleaf peony, and both in Swedish and Finnish it is named dill peony. And then we have an Peonia named Kola Peninsula peonia, and it's Peonia anomala in Latin, and it's then named after the geographical location, and that is up in the north, east of Finland, in Russia, and close to the White Sea. Then we are going to look at one hybrid. It's also called Peonia hybrida. It's commonly found in all the gardens, both in Finland and Sweden, and also in Estonia. It's named estate peony in Finland, and the same name also used in Sweden. And that's this Kola Peninsula peony, which have crossed with the dill peony, so this fern leaf peony in English. And after that, then we are going to look at these two different types, garden peonies and Chinese peonies. So there are some significant differences between these two. Let's first have a look then on these wild species. This is the common peony, and these pictures are from semi-natural grasslands in Slovenia. It's a wild stock, it's simple, crimson red and yellow stamen in the middle. Few other pictures also here, how it looks, where it's growing in the wild. And here, And one more closer up picture of the common peony in the wild. Then we have Peonia peregrina. This is also a wild population in the similar as the common peony. This is also simple with red and with yellow stamen. And the peony in the picture grew in eastern Turkey along a mountain road in a rocky area. And here you can see this natural habitat for this peony. This is in the Kurdish region of eastern Turkey, and the photo shows the Mansur Mountains at the headwaters of the Euphrates River. And this is a nature reserve or wilderness area behind the town of Tunsel, where this Peonia peregrina then grows. Romania have also been giving a post stamp for this flower Peonia peregrina. And this is then Peonia anomala, the Kola peninsular peony. The leaves of Peonia anomala is 1.5 to 3 centimeters wide. Then this Peonia anomala or Kola peninsular peony, it has crossbreeded with fern leaf peony, and they formed a hybrid. It's called Peonia hybrida, and that is common in all gardens in Finland and Estonia. Also in Sweden, it's called this estate peony. A close-up picture of this hybrid, and as very early as the first one in the spring. They do kind of show signs of making seeds, but actually these buds are usually empty. The differences between Peonia tenuifolia and Peonia hybrida, they are very often mixed and mistaken for each other, but they are actually quite different from each other. If we look at how high they are, of course there may be modifications depending on the growing site. Then Peonia tenuifolia is much lower than the hybrid. And if we look at the width of the leaves, then Peonia tenuifolia has very narrow leaves that really looks like dill leaves, whereas the hybrid has much wider leaves. And if we would dig it up and look at the rhizome, then we can see that Peonia tenuifolia has potato-shaped tubers at the end of flattened shots, whereas the hybrid has sausage-like thickenings. Let's have then a look still on the leaves. You can see here to the right Peonia tenuifolia, and that the leaves are much more narrower than the hybrid has. The next big division we are going to look on are garden peonies and Chinese peonies. And one of the main difference is that these garden peonies, they have less fragrance and flowers earlier. They are also much lower in height. There are some old common sorts which we find very widely up here in Northern Europe. It's Rubra plena, Alba plena, Rosea plena, and Mutabilis plena. This is then Rubra plena. It's flowering after the Peonia hybrid. This is also a garden peony. It flowers also early, and it is lower, and the leaves are perhaps a little bit even bigger, and but I'm not sure if this is Alba plena or something else, because when it starts to flower it has a little bit pink also. Chinese peonies have a scent, they smell, and they bloom also later than the garden peonies. The wild form of Chinese peonies has white, simple flowers, but the varieties in cultivation are often multiflowered, so not simple ones, and white or different shades of red. This is an old sort of a Chinese peony, Edubilis superba. Here you can see how nice it is flowering. Festiva maxima, it's flowering at the end of June. You recognize it from a little bit red in the middle of the flower. Here you can see more of this Festiva maxima. They have also a very strong scent. This may be Sara Bernhardt. This is again the same. It's maybe Sara Bernhardt. Here is a single leafed with a big yellow stem of a peony. It could be white wings perhaps, but it could also be just some wild variety as well. It has been grown at least for 50 years in Kiltsi in Häme in Estonia. And on the photo you can see two different peonies. They are now so close to each other, so we are talking about this one with the single leaves. And then there are unknown varieties that we don't know what they are. They're most likely old. And at Simula Cemetery in Väike-Maarja Municipal in Estonia, we have been doing inventory of peonies, and we found really a lot of them. On these pictures here are not any of those very early flowering peonies. So there is a wide range of these, and if you want to specialize in these, then there is also a lot of literature you could read into. And you should, of course, always also look at the cultural history of the area.